Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball, HTB. Look, thanks again guys for tuning in. I appreciate it very much. If you're new, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. But in saying that, guys, we actually do have a bit of a spicy sort of video today, and this is regarding the NRL semi-finals. So, as we know, it pertains to Manly, who play the Roosters, and I've actually called this one here the last flight. Thought I may as well take another famous sort of title and use it for this one here for obvious reason. The Sea Eagles anyway, who take on the Roosters, and whoever loses this, that's it. It is what it is. But in saying that, before I get into it, hit the intro. Alright guys, so look, I've got as I said, Manly against the Roosters here, and I'm going to be doing a video here in two parts. These one here with Manly and the Roosters, and the other one will be with the Penrith Panthers, the team that I'm actually following. But I'm going to be concentrating on this game here. Now, we have Manly here who take on the Roosters in a game that, well, whoever loses is out subsequently. The sort of the key players, or the changes anyway, is actually Croker, comes in. And Nat Butcher actually comes back for the Roosters here. Now, for this sort of game here in particular, obviously, with Manly losing to the Storm, you sort of see that they've, in my opinion anyway, they've actually opened up the blueprint on how to defeat Manly. And that's obviously trying to eliminate Tom Trbojevic. And Melbourne Storm executed that very finely, in my opinion. Now, for the Roosters, who had a 1-point win over the Titans, you can't really take much away from them. If anything, it was actually full credit to Titans too, who were just as desperate. So both these, either team that made it through would have been able to put up a good match against Manly, in my opinion. Now, with Manly here, going back to them, some of their key players for me personally, you got to look at Tom Trbojevic, Haumole Olakau'atu. You can also throw in the halves. And you can also throw in Morgan Harper, who I didn't think had a good game. Now, the reason why I've named these players in particular is because obviously against the Storm, some of these players were actually nullified, particularly the halves too, for some reason. It just wasn't meant to be. And again, full credit to the Storm. Now, in order for the bounce back, you're going to be expecting Tom Trbojevic to stand up. He didn't have a good game, and to be fair, it's one of those games where he usually does bounce back and bounces back very strongly. So I expect a very potent Tom Trbojevic to bounce back. Then you've got, obviously, as mentioned, Haumole Olakau'atu, who I thought, in my opinion, could have had a better game. Again, was just collectively Manly went at their best. So he'll, I think anyway, bounce up and look for some solid runs from him. He'll be running into a very hungry Roosters pack, and Crichton to ball Niwa as well. Schuster's one of them. Got the halves too. Daly Cherry Evans could probably arguably had a game that he would like to forget. Foreign as well to a degree. And the halves too will be looking to execute and obviously deliver what they can do. One issue though with Manly personally is it's sort of like coming back against the Roosters is a good thing, but obviously they're going to be devastated. They're not going to like the fact that they lost to the Storm there. And it was actually quite, it was such a game that I reckon, look, you're going to come back, you're going to want to do well, but you actually want to try and adjust the teams who can actually sort of, hamper at you, or who actually knock down at your strengths. So, again, that's just part of that learning progress for them. Now, over to the Roosters, I have Tedesco, Morris, Crichton, as well as Victor Radley. And again, these players here I've named, obviously, Tedesco would be very key. He was actually key in the Titans' wins, particularly with the way he was running, against the Titans. He actually played a very good pivotal running game, which I thought was necessary in order for them to win. Another player as well as Morris defensively was on point. So long as he defensively links up well, I think usually the team go well, and I think another big game from him. Crichton too in particular had a very outstanding game in my opinion, though you may say he was a little bit quiet in some areas. I do think though overall he was a big part of that push to win the game against the Titans. And lastly, as mentioned, Victor Radley. Again with Victor, his aggression knows no bounds. And you can probably even argue the same for his discipline. However, that'll have to be adjusted, obviously. in the finals, you do realize that it's all going well to be aggressive and to be upbeat and sort of all that stuff there, but you got to realize that just as equally the Finds too just as upbeat and just as ready to be pounced too. So again, it's all about sort of being very being very even and being very equal and relaxing, not too hot, not too cold with the way you approach the game. Now again, with the Roosters, if you look at them, I think they have just as they've got probably just as much rights as the Manly do to actually win the game. Now, some of the strengths with the Manly team before I go into Roosters, their strength is obviously their attack. The ad-lib sort of, at any point they can attack you type footy. And also at the same time as well, just having very strong, in my opinion anyway, sort of our second rows, particularly in Schuster as well as Olakau'atu. Now for the Roosters, their strength, I think anyway, is in their very strong forward pack, particularly when you add in Crichton, Tupou Niwa, Jared White, Hargreaves, Butcher as well, you add them to the pack there. And then obviously you've got sort of like their bench too coming to formation. And, that's not to mention their backs too. But in saying that, I think it'll be a very good case of, solid attack versus, I think anyway, solid defense there. Now, for who sort of wins this game here, I don't think you could go wrong tipping either side personally. I do think, though, that Manly obviously do have a little bit more spark. However, in saying that, Roosters are desperate. They're here to sort of prove a point. And to be fair with you, they've done a very good job in doing that. Now, will Manly be too much for them? That that sort of all depends. Now, will Roosters be able to sort of hit back at Manly? Will they actually execute what Melbourne did? I think they can. Do they have the squad to? They absolutely can. Defensively, physically, they can match up. And again, just to know that they've actually got some very key outs is again just another sort of a victory to the Roosters there. Now, in terms of actually predicting who wins, you've got to sort of do this here. I am unsure as to who wins personally, to be honest. This is probably like a very simple game of flip the coin and see who wins. But look, in saying that, obviously, if you really try and break it down, you're probably going to have to give this one here to Manly. I think, obviously, you've got that pressure of losing to Melbourne. They're going to want to bounce back strong. They don't want to lose this, right? And obviously, at the same time, we've got to realize the winner of this game here takes on the Rabbitohs too. So, in saying that, when you sort of look at all these things and you add them up, I do think Manly here will take the game here. Again, granted, Sydney Roosters will be ready. And like I said, I don't think you could go wrong either way. But that's who I'm sticking with anyway, is Manly for me. But again, guys, sort of tell me what you think. Who do you think wins? Who do you think loses and why? Some of the players I've named. Do you agree with them? Do you disagree? What do you think? Are you a Manly fan? Are you a Roosters fan? Where do you sort of sit? But in saying that, guys, that is my thoughts on it. Good luck to your teams. And look, just quickly before I go, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. But good luck to your teams, as I said before. And if your team wants to win, what they have to do, hold the ball. See you guys next time, and take it easy.